what's up, Team Race to Serve? Karen Fair here, and it is our team call night, and so I'm actually really excited, and this call is going to be kind of a continuation of several subjects we've had going on the last couple of months. So whether you're catching the replay or if you're kind of watching this video in isolation, I'm just going to give you a tiny bit of a history to lead us up to this call right now. So about 4 weeks ago, I went live and I chatted with you guys about dreaming small. So we live in a world and in a time where the mantra is usually dream big and hustle harder and earn the life you want, right? And it's not that any of those things are necessarily wrong, but I found in my business what happens when I dream big and I focus on widening myself, I'm actually less effective in my work with individual clients, and I lose my priority and I lose my focus a little bit as a coach. So recently my focus has been on being narrow and going deep. So how do you chase hearts and individuals? And that doesn't necessarily mean less people to serve. It was really funny how last month I had the highest amount of sales. I had the highest amount of clients. Even though my intention was not to widen myself, the message really tugged on people's hearts. So I had a huge quantity of people. But I still made sure that there was that deep conversation, deep relationship building happening for each person. And so with the subject of dream small, we then had a team call just a couple of weeks ago, and we vision casted as a team so that we can have one plan, one purpose, and then within that one purpose, you each have callings within the purpose. I've noticed in the last 3 years of our team history, we haven't really been running the race at the same pace. Now, granted, yes, within the Beachbody business, you're able to decide what pace you want to be, whether it's discount coach, a hobby coach, a runner, a crawler, a jogger. But it was really hard for me to be bold as your leader and say, Team Race to Serve is going to end up here a year from now. And what does that mean? What does that look like? What kind of an impact do we want to have? What kind of individual goals do we want to set? And then a team goal that we want to set. And so we did that 2 weeks ago. It was bold. It was a powerful call. You guys really kind of sprung up to the occasion and you spoke out some really incredible goals. Now, literally right after, and Bethany's on here and she was in that church service, we went to church on Sunday, that like next Sunday, and the message was all about not playing it safe. And of course, like I heard what he was talking about from a kingdom perspective, because I 100% agree. But I came back and I wish I had my actual like Jesus journal, but I felt like I journaled for a long time because I felt like God was also pressing in about this whole not playing it safe theme. It's relevant to anything he calls me to do. So I'm about to take you to church for just like 5 seconds, but just bear with me because it's going to be relevant. Ultimately, we have all been given talents. If you've heard of the parable of the talent in Matthew, in the book of Matthew, right? Like you have roles, responsibilities, gifts, and strengths that are unique to you. But so many people hide their talent. They hide their strengths. They're too scared to put those things into play and really see the fruition that can come from them. And that happens in our Beachbody business a lot. We get scared to set goals that make us uncomfortable. So we keep setting very comfortable goals. And what that leads is a very lukewarm business. So if you've been in a space in your business where you feel like you're in a rut, it's financially not producing the harvest that you've been hoping for. You've been having a really hard time signing people up and working with people. You've been having a hard time building your team. I want to ask you a question. Are you playing it safe? And playing it safe can look a lot of different ways. It can be sticking to the exact same number of people that you invite every single day. It could be comparing yourself to other people, and it's easier to morph yourself and be like a chameleon and sound like everybody else versus own your authentic self. Like it's playing it safe would be to try to imitate everybody else. It takes boldness and courage to be who you are and boldly as a coach, right? So are you playing it safe in your business? And so tonight, I have a word for you, and then we're going to talk about the practicality behind the word, because I don't just want to give you a word, I want to give you steps. I shared with you guys that July 9th, we are going to be launching an Iron Sharpens Iron accountability group hosted by myself, Michelle Myers, Liz Patton, Patrice Bueller, and Caroline Foster. The top coaches in the Team Iron page and myself came together and said, our teams need a push, and it's not just a push for rank, it's a push in purpose, a push in depth. I feel like people, they have an idea of where they want to be, but it's easier just to be really lax and play it safe without accountability. Why do we run challenge groups for our clients? Because we know that by themselves, it's really easy for them to be lax because nobody's holding them accountable. So why do they need to show up with commitment and consistency every day? So Iron Sharpens Iron, this group is going to be powerful. You're going to have the best of the best coming live every single week to give you nuggets of truth, practical tips, business momentum, and you're going to have a group of women that are no nonsense. Sometimes when you're surrounded by a lot of people who are lukewarm, you become lukewarm. You're like, well, she's like, meh, and so I'm meh. Right? You've got to surround yourself with purpose-driven women, and they're going to fire you right up. You're going to be like, man, if she can do it, I can do it. No longer is it, she's already here, look at me, look at where I am. I'm so far behind. It doesn't have to be that way. It could be the opposite. You could see where she's going. You could say, she's showing me it's possible. Now let me look at my sphere of influence, my gifts, my talents, and let me put those into play and do this thing, right? Radical obedience, not just maybe a little bit, all in. So the word that I have for you is that we have to manage our mission. You ready? God is going to maneuver your position if you manage the mission. So don't quit when you're in the pit. The question is, can you keep helping people? Because before God can give you more, he has to see what you're doing with the little. That's what happened in the parable of the talents. If you are faithful, consistent, passionate, not playing it safe, and just showing up every day in the little, he's going to give you more. Sometimes God plants a dream, and then he allows the pits to come to equip you for the dream. So let me tell you personally. When I started Beachbody 3 years ago, I had a big dream. I was a runner from the start. I worked 60 hours a week, and I was like, this is going to be what I do full time. I just really wanted to be a coach full time. I wanted to run my own hours. I wanted to be home. And so I had a big dream. And then God had bumpers and pit after pit after pit. I grew, but not at the pace I wanted to grow. And I look at where I am now. We have a big team. I have served over 500 different clients. There's no way I could have managed those relationships well without losing my mind if I wasn't equipped for them because of the slower pace. So I'm not upset about the pace. I'm grateful for the pace. It taught me to develop systems. It taught me to understand what my priorities are, to make sure that when I opened up a group, when I opened up anything, did I have the time? I had to chase down that decision before I made it, right? If you always keep the mission in mind, God will move you up and move you forward in your business, but you have to manage the mission. If you let your ego get in the way, you're going to quit. If you think about all the people you could be helping and the lives you could be impacting and your mission is in your mind, you're going to go far. So manage your mission. What is your mission as a coach? It's not just to bleed Beachbody all the time. There's a deeper mission behind your purpose as a coach. Yes, we believe in our products. Yes, we believe in Beachbody's mission. Yes, we believe in our programs. But what's the mission behind all those things, right? So you have everything you need and every resource to carry this mission into fruition. You have it all. You have the trainings. You have, if God called you to it, he's going to bring you through it. You have everything. You just need to manage it. So I love Joseph in the Bible because if you look at him, he didn't quit when things got hard. He managed the pit and he managed the prison, right? He didn't go from having a dream to a palace, you guys. If you don't know the story of Joseph, read it. There were a lot of steps along the way. So God needs to see you manage that handful of customers you have or that one coach you have before he gives you more. So tonight, let's get practical. You ready? Like, now I just give you the word. Now let's dissect it from a Beachbody coach perspective. Because I firmly believe in our team. And I know that if we're managing our mission and we're chasing that mission with complete pursuit and obedience and passion and commitment, everything follows naturally. Right? The numbers follow naturally. The income follows naturally, but you have to be relentless. And I'm not saying hustle harder. When I say relentless, I mean relentless in pursuing the mission. It's not working more. It's working smarter with the time that you have. It's not using the time to scroll social media for fluff. No. Every minute that you have a pocket of time, it's intentional, it's purpose-driven, it has value, and you move. So let's get practical. Number 1. Identify your priorities. Identify your priorities. If you have goals that are not in line with your priorities, you're going to end up shifting your priorities, and you might end up succeeding in things that don't matter. I made that mistake. What are your priorities? My priority is to be a present wife and a present mom. And my priority is to help women achieve and experience an inside-out transformation on their health journey, not just gaining outside stuff, but understanding who God is and why He loves them. My priority is to also help bring in income to ease the pressure off my husband, right? So I can stay home with Luca. So when I'm creating goals for my business, I have to keep my priorities in mind. What is the time that I have? If my highest calling is a wife and a mom, I have to protect those priorities. So when can I apply the other priorities? They're not my highest callings, but they're there. When do I plug those in? So make sure you know what your priorities are. It's not about goal setting. It's about priority projects. I literally want you to write down priority projects for 2018. What are they? What are they? Number 2 is set well-rounded goals. You want to have goals that aren't just centered around Beachbody. Like, please, 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 it can't just be about Beachbody. It will give you an awesome business, but a terrible life. Just being honest, like, your business will bloom, but your life will be awful. At what cost? You don't want to become unrelatable to anybody that's not part of the Beachbody community. So when you set well-rounded goals, they should be based on all your priorities outside your business. Then you're going to meet people who are also growing, like that aren't just like Beachbody people, right? So if I have priorities to, like I've had several book study priorities personally, like I'm going through prayer. Like prayer is a big struggle for me. And I'm going, like one of my priorities this year is to become a prayer warrior. Like I am not, but I want to. And so I've had so many private conversations from people following my Facebook page about prayer. Like I'm connecting with new people just about this one subject of nobody's ever talked about how hard prayer is, right? Because Karen's Corner isn't just Beachbody 24/7. There's life, there's blood. So when you set goals, I want you to have priorities and goals for yourself that are not Beachbody related and talk about them. You're going to find new people. So set well-rounded goals so you can identify, network with, and relate to a bunch of different people that you will find that will find you relatable. Step number 3, stay focused. You do not need 25 goals. You don't. If I asked you right now, Bethany, what are your goals? Brittany, what are your goals? You should be able to name them. They shouldn't be that many. They should be a few. We actually can't focus on more than 5 to 7 things at a time. Like that's been proven over and over. So for me, hit Success Club every month under me and under Graham. Like that is one of my primary goals every month from a business perspective. Non-negotiable, non-negotiable. Number 2 is run a faith and fitness group every month, non-negotiable. Number 3, recruit a coach up to 5 coaches a month, non-negotiable. Those are the top 3 goals business-wise that I have. Hitting Success Club, running a group, growing my team. And you'll find that in order for me to achieve those 3 things, I have to do the power hour every single day to hit my no matter what's. So now I'm talking specific business goals, but that's just the easiest thing for me to use for an analogy. Your goals should be very clear. If one of your goals is I want to hit Emerald, okay, what does that mean? Reverse engineer that. Then you should be inviting in the business 3 3 times a week to get there. If your goal is to hit diamond, what does it take to get there? Right? Number 4, set goals that make you uncomfortable. Stop playing it safe, please. So let me tell you, for me, when I started, Graham was a coach, but I could care less about his side of the business. I just had him there to hit emerald, and I was like, cool. And that was it. I did not start working Graham's business for real until this year. I had a deep call with Michelle, because that's a long story. But basically, I finally saw the potential harvest of this business from a financial perspective. And I said, holy cow, this can really help our family. Stop taking $800 from my in-laws every month to pay rent. And she said, if you really want to see this, you've got to start seeing it as a family business, not your business. Work Graham's account. So anyway, before, when I very first started, it was just Success Club 5. That was my goal. It's very safe. I could do it. No problem. But even though that's a great goal, it was very comfortable. Now it's a Success Club 10 for me and 5 for Graham, non-negotiable. And I almost always exceed those because they're not a limit. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to show you that you've always got to one-up yourself. Set goals that make you uncomfortable. Setting goals in your comfort zone, they're givens, not goals. That's what I call them. That's a given. It's implied. Success Club 5 at this point for me is a given. It's not even, it doesn't push me, right? It's not going to change me or grow me. You've got to have an uncomfortable zone. This is going to take effort and work. And if you don't show up every day, it doesn't happen. That's the uncomfortable zone that I push for. I know it's what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to go for it. It scares me, but I can still make a plan to make it happen. That's what it means to get, it terrifies me, but I know I can pray and plan and prepare and make it happen. But don't go into the delusional zone. So there's comfort zone, there's the uncomfortable zone. And then there's the delusional zone, which is too far out for right now. That's like me saying I'm going to be 15-star diamond by August. That's delusional, Karen. No. So you need to understand what is your comfort zone right now in your business? What are you just a pro at? Maybe it's documenting your stories on social media all the time. Maybe it's doing an invited day. Those are givens for you. They're really effortless. They're pretty easy. So step it up. What would be an uncomfortable zone? What would push you? It scares you, but it excites you and you know you can do it. But it's uncomfortable. So that's step number 4, is to set goals that make you uncomfortable. Get out of your safe zone. Tip 5 goes right along with tip number 4. Uncomfortable zones have to follow the SMART format. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and they're timely. I'm not going to dig too much into this. Look up the SMART formula. It's really simple. But I have a goal by 2019. I have numerical goals. I have impact goals. I have family goals. Actually, our vision board, literally our family vision board, is always right next to me so I can see it. But from a Beachbody perspective, my goal by 2019 is that our team hits a 2-star diamond rank. My goal is that I can make $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And my goal is that I can help more of our team hit emerald and push forward. And that's not just for rank purposes. That's really just so I can be a leader who can help my leaders succeed. It's really I have to kind of remember, if I can do this, so can you. Wow, I'm really dark. I just realized I have no lights on. Give me a second. All right. Oh, hey. Wow. Such a difference. I just noticed that. I was oh, it just got really dark outside. So don't be afraid to have specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. There has to be a time limit because that's what's going to push you. Okay? Tip number 6, share your goals selectively. When you shout your goals from the rooftops, it's not a lot of people care. You have to pick people who are actually going to hold you accountable. That's your spouse, a best friend, me as your upline coach, a success partner. You've got to tell your goals and name them out loud specifically to somebody you trust who will say, hey, you shared this goal with me. How are you doing? Where are we at? That's Brittany for me, Brittany Kovacs. She knows exactly what my goals are, and we hold each other accountable. And it's not a shaming session by any means. It's a brainstorming session. And I appreciate her pushing me because I'm not good at pushing myself. Even though I've learned how to leave my comfort zone, I tend to still play it safe in certain things. So share your goals selectively. Pick the right people. Tip 7 is review your goals every week. Look at where you are. You have to know where you are in order to know where you need to go. And then create 2 action steps every week to get to your next weekly goal. Michelle taught me this phrase, KPI, key performance indicators. They're basically action steps to make a goal happen. So whenever I used to like run my goals by her, but when I was at first trying to hit Emerald and hit Diamond, she's like, what are your KPIs? What are your key performance indicators? What are the action steps that are going to make your goals happen? And I would do them every day. And they're on your Power Hour document. It's not a secret. Tip 8, yearly goals can be based on achievements. So think about rank, the leadership ladder, people you connect to challenge groups. Weekly and daily goals are based on activity. So can you control how many challenge packs you sell in a week? No, but you can control how many people you invite. So yearly goals can be based on the achievements you're making right now. And we're going to dig a lot into the leadership ladder and the Iron Sharpens Iron group because I have a hard time just teaching rank, which is why I don't really teach rank, because I've seen a lot of coaches build rank and have very shallow businesses. And if you're going to grow in rank, I want you to have a very deep business. And the leadership ladder, I tagged a lot of you, or I shared that video from Michelle this week. The leadership ladder, you can't fluff it. You can't fake the leadership ladder. You can't do it without being super intentional. And that's what builds you a deep business. So even though I'm still a diamond, my income surpasses what a normal diamond makes because I'm a deep diamond, not a shallow diamond. So that's why I'm not always pushing you on rank, because if you actually follow the team ladder, like I'd rather you watch you go from a business starter to a business builder to a team leader and up. Like those to me are actually incredible markers because they show depth in your business. So focus on those achievements. And then step number 9 is you need to have no matter what, just like I shared with you mine. Maybe it's invite 2 people a day to try one of our products. Maybe it's presenting the business 3 to 5 times a week because you want to grow a strong team. Showing up every day in your own health and fitness journey. Doing a training for your team once a week. Interacting with your team once a week. What are your no matter whats? There are days I don't feel like doing my Beachbody business. There are days I don't have passion. There are days I just want to curl up on my couch. Even if Luca's napping, I don't want to do anything. But I have to remember I need to manage my mission. I have talents in my hand that I've been given, and it's my responsibility to put them into play. So discipline has to show up in my business, just like it does with my workout. I don't always want to do it. But you know what's really cool? When I start, I get excited again as I'm doing it. I have no matter what. So I don't care what the days. You know what? Some days, I'm not going to lie. I think this may have happened 2 weeks ago. There was one day, Graham was like, what is happening with you? I didn't touch my Beachbody business once. I was just like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, I had all the time today. Luca napped great. I just didn't do anything. Like, I didn't clean. I didn't do anything. And he said, okay. And I said, but you know what's cool? I said, I'm going to show up tomorrow. Like, if you don't want to show up today, fine, but you can't not show up tomorrow. Like, that's how it works. So if you need a day, take a day, but don't take 2. That's my rule. You take a day, fine, but don't take 2, okay? So you need to have no matter what's in your business that fire you up, like get you super excited. Number 9, have personal goals and organizational goals. So it's known that the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, which I really think might be why in a lot of ways our team is not where I'd like us to be yet, because I haven't shared with you my speed. You see it. You kind of see it on like Instagram and Facebook, but I haven't shared with you guys like, this is what I hit every month. I hit Success Club 50 last month. I'm at Success Club 18 now. Like, I don't share these things with you guys. You guys don't know where I am. And I think that's my fault. Like, half of it is just like, why should I share? Like, I don't want to pressure you. But then there's a part of me that wants to be like, If I can do it, you can do it. You have an influence and a voice in a sphere that needs you too. This is no crazy magic formula. This is no matter what. Showing up every single day for the last 3 years has built trust. I've built credibility. People trust. I run groups every month. I haven't stopped doing that. Nothing that I'm doing is a secret. So as you're building your business, you need to have personal and organizational goals. And I'm talking about your future teams. Like, you should be praying over them and getting ready to build your teams, right? You're looking for builders, not people who just want to work it here and there, but you're looking for people who genuinely want to grow a business when you're building your teams. I understand that a lot of the first beginning people might be discount coaches, but you need to be looking for builders. And so I asked myself, who on my team is working the business and has goals and wants to really run? Like, they want to go the next rung on the leadership ladder. Because I can't set organizational goals by myself. I can't set goals for Team Race2Serve by myself. Why do you think we've been vision casting? I need to know, who are my runners? Who are the people taking it seriously? I am not knocking down the people that aren't in it for the full experience. No problem. But there's no way for me to actually set a realistic organizational goal for our team unless I know where y'all are. And that's what's been really helping me the last couple of weeks, is just knowing. That way I can mentor properly. So that's really important. Tip 10, never lose your why. That's the last one. Never lose your why. Why did you sign up to be a coach? Do you remember your sign-up day? I still remember mine. It was like an hour-and-a-half phone call with Michelle, and I was crying, 80% of it. Because I saw that this was more than a business for me. I saw that this was going to tap into a lot of my strengths and a lot of areas I wanted to grow. It was going to reveal a lot of my weaknesses too. I saw potential, a kingdom potential, a financial potential to do something fun every day that I could call my job. Your why has to be something that keeps you going. And you know what's interesting? Graham asked me this. So we are in a lot of deep conversations right now because fellowship is around the corner and we might be moving again. So there's a lot of things up in the air. But he was asking me, he said, okay, fellowship means another 2 years at my income level, which is real low. He said, once I get paid the full doctor's salary, would you keep doing Beachbody? And I said, why wouldn't I? I didn't even think twice about it. But you know what's interesting? I have to be honest with you guys at the same time. There is a level of my why that I show up every day and I'm this crazy passionate because we highly depend on my income. So there's pressure. And it's not bad pressure. He never pressures me. But I know what our expenses are every month. And I know that without these paychecks every week, there's no way. None. Literally no way. We'd need his family again, or we would need me to work. There's no way. And so definitely a lot of my why is that I want to stay home. I don't want to leave and go work outside of the house. But also there's a kingdom why. The kingdom why has always been there from the beginning. The outreach, the impact, the changing lives. But there's a deeper why that's a very personal, family-based why. And it's okay to have those. I think we think it's wrong to appreciate the income that comes from this business. But I firmly believe that we're blessed to bless. And every time I push and I work smarter and I bring that in, it's not so we can hoard it by any means. That is not the purpose of the income. It's to bless. Luca's being blessed because mommy gets to stay home. Right? Tithing, whatever. So don't be afraid to take the income into consideration. It does fire me up, but in a different way, not in a selfish way, in a way of this keeps me here. I don't want to leave here right now. Right? So goals and growth are great, but they can't replace why you became a coach in the first place. Maybe you love the products. You loved Shakeology. You saw the change in yourself. You had a desire to help people. You wanted your own accountability in your health and fitness journey. You want more time with your family, maybe like me. Never let any achievements or success or status in this business change your thinking from the importance of why you signed up to being a coach. Don't ever let the achievements and success change your why. I've seen success in my business financially. And sometimes it starts to distort my head. Like, ooh, how can I do more of this to get more of that? And then I lose the dreaming small, right? Like I've had to go constantly back and say, back it up, don't lose your why. I've been in this long enough that I've seen coaches who start with a pure why. They start to achieve a lot. They lose their why, becomes very selfish and very shallow. And their business takes a whole U-turn somewhere I don't want to be. So you need to know your why very clearly in this business and come back to it. You're committed to a purpose, not a paycheck or a position. The paycheck and the position are fruits of your labor, but they don't lead your business. They're just fruits of your business. They don't lead your business. The purpose is what has to lead your business. You're not committed to being diamond. You're committed to a purpose. So if you lose your why, you're going to lose your way. This is going to remain a joy when you're rooted in purpose. I promise. If you start to chase the rank and the positioning, it feels like a job. Beachbody will feel like a job. But when it stays, where you notice how you've helped your family, how your friends, how you've impacted lives, you find the joy. So don't let it be about money and status. You're going to lose your joy. And I don't like to sign up coaches who don't have fun doing this business. It's a lot of fun, y'all. Like, it's fun. It's hard because people are hard and people can drive you crazy because you're like, you just said yes yesterday. Like, that will happen. But there's joy because there are victories that are beyond the outside and you can't help but celebrate with them. Those things fire me up and they keep me here despite the pits. So remember to manage your mission. Don't let the pits make you quit. Don't let your ego get in the way. Manage the pit, manage the prison, manage the struggle, and push. Get out of your safety zone. Stop playing it safe. Move. You know you have everything you need. There's no secret weapon. You don't need a secret personality type or secret social media platform. You don't need any of that. You just need authenticity, hard work, consistency, passion, purpose, and you're golden. You've got to have a list of no matter what's. I didn't get here because I just showed up when I felt like it. I show up every single day, with the exception of weekends, usually, minus today. But, like it is my business. I don't feel like it's a job, but I am a CEO. I have to literally wake up every day and say, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a CEO and I own a business. So I got to clock in. Like, it's a lot harder when you're the boss because you can take a lot of days off and you don't get in trouble. But people miss out on being blessed by you. And you miss out on being a blessing. All right? So stop playing it safe. I want as many of you as possible in that July 9 Iron Sharpens Iron group. I know, but you know something? Here's what's funny. That group might terrify you. You might be like, dang, Karen said to set an uncomfortable goal. Iron Sharpens Iron might be the most uncomfortable goal yet because to hit that group, you've got to be either an Emerald coach hitting Success Club 5 or a regular coach hitting Success Club 10. Those are not easy requirements. There's a lot of you who are Emerald, but maybe not hitting Success Club 5. There are a lot of you who are regular coaches not hitting Success Club 10. So this goal isn't just to a destination, it's to an amazing group that I think every person needs. If I believe in you. Like, I really do. I believe every single one of you can hit that requirement. You just need the right purpose, the right plan, and go for it. Go for it. You know now exactly what you need. You need 3 people and 2 coaches, or just 5 people. Simplify it. So that's pretty much our team call tonight. The group will start. I'll be checking in privately with those of you who are interested, and we'll get this thing started. And just do me a favor. If after hearing this call, you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go through these 10 steps. I'm going to identify my priorities. I'm going to set well-rounded goals. I'm going to stay focused, set goals that make me uncomfortable. I'm going to make sure that they're SMART goals, and I'm going to make sure that I share them with selective people who are going to hold me accountable. I'm going to review my goals every week, and I'm going to focus on the achievements I'm making to really assess where I'm at from a yearly status. I'm going to make a list of no matter what's. I'm going to have both personal goals and organizational goals. I'm never going to lose my why. What is my why? That's it. I love you, team. I'm so glad you're here and you caught that replay or you're here live. I can't wait to chat with you soon.